Good evening and welcome back to Winter 2017 season of Formula Pi. Hello everyone in the chat. I can see you've all been chatting away whilst our little intro video was kicking off. So that gives you a flavour of what Formula Pi is about and the sort of racing that we'll do. And this year, as a new start to the series, we're going to be using just the Monster Borgs for now. We have retired the Yeti Borgs. They are off frolicking in the little robot stables that we have here at Piborg HQ. So welcome back everyone. My name's Claire Pollard. I'm at the Tufty on Twitter if you want to say hi. Also we're keeping an eye on at Formula Pi _ tonight, so if you're tweeting, tweet us with that hashtag Formula Pi. If you're new to all of this and you've seen this all whizzing by on Twitter and thought what on earth is that hideously coloured track on someone's roof somewhere, well, this is Formula Pi. It is the world's first Raspberry Pi based autonomous racing series. We are back for season 3. We've got some good old favourites. We've got some new racers who I'm pleased to say have been working hard on their team names, and we've got some amazing team names coming up, some of which are some brilliant puns, some of which clearly have been designed to make me sound like I'm swearing, which everyone knows is my goal, is not to be foul-mouthed on this and to keep it clean, good for the kids. However, there's one particular team who've tried their hardest this year to try to trip me up, so I'll highlight them when they come up. So tonight we're just here for testing. We're basically making sure that the feed is good, we're making sure that everything's right from our end, that we're doing everything right, and it's the first chance for our competitors to test out their autonomous code. Some people are using the base library that we provide as part of Formula Pi, some people are using their brand new own code from scratch, and they're just doing it on their own, freestyle, whatever they want, however they feel. So tonight I have Tim Freeburn with me, who's sat in the corner of the room in his usual position. Do I have spin view tonight?
You do have spin view.
Do I? May I? May I?
You certainly may.
Well, for those who are familiar to Formula Pi, let me just... Oh, excellent. It is ready. I'm just double checking. So, without further ado, we will introduce the first robot up for testing tonight. And it's a new team to Formula Pi, new entrants this year, first time runners for Team Wacky Racer. Love the top. Also love the use of the word hacky, obviously. That's amazing. They're from Saint-Ouen in France, and they are beginners in Python and Raspberry Pi, so this is a first-time thing for them. Very excited to have you on board. Good evening and bon chance in testing for this evening. Hope it all goes well. Hopefully, everything will be all right for you, and your robot will get underway, and you'll be no problems at all.
Okay, start light sequence, please.
Oh, Tim's kicking off already, but the spin view is still going. The spin view is still going. I might close the spin view. Or will we zoom out now? Oh, as you can tell, it's been a few months since we've done this. The robot's already set off. Right, I'm killing this. There we go. My apologies. You can tell we haven't done this for a few months, and I'm a little bit keen to get going. Yeah, it is a great lid. I see Richard Haler in the chat, whose robot is coming up a little bit later. Yes, great lid. Good start for them by the sounds of it, apart from a little bit of confusion in the final lane. But yes, great lid. Good use of the Wacky Racers team. I'm really, really pleased. Yeah, allez, vive la France, probably. Vite, vite is what we should be shouting, but I'm afraid it's not going so well so far. Has the timer been started, Tim Freeburn?
It has. I fear it may not encrypt the first one somehow.
Oh, well, as you can see, it's testing for all of us. Oh, that is a reset. I can see the LED just changed colour. That's not a great start for Wacky Racer. Half a lap completed, and it's a reset. I think we might have to abandon that run. I'm looking at Tim Freeburn for some advice. He is at Bob Blescu on Twitter if you want to... Hashtag blame Tim. Yes, absolutely. I would. Thank you, Hannah. Good evening. I can see you in the chat as well. It's really busy tonight. It's nice. Hello, everyone. So is that Pierre-Livre Baloche? I'm assuming that's you. I'm just checking down my list of people as to who's actually driving the car. I can't find my numbers. Oh, it's like the first day back at school. It's like everyone's playing around, and you know, it's just everyone's messing about. Pierre has said it's like Jean Alesi. Yes, it is like Jean Alesi, just throwing himself into the barriers at every occasion. I'm sure he wasn't that. I don't remember him being that bad for Ferrari when he drove, but yes. Amazing work. So whilst Aaron is actually setting up the next robot, I think we've abandoned that run due to robot smashing into the barrier and just disabling itself. We're going to set off with the second one. Tim, we've got to give it a bit of a pause. I'm going to do spin view. I have to chat. I think we're just excited. It's like the first day back at school, like I said, and we're all just a little bit keen to crack on. So, second robot, who has just been set down in the starting gates and ready to go, is another new competitor for this year. Robot 100, great number. It is the Ecstatic team from Volkswagen in Germany. My German is not so great, but they say their experience is a little bit of German. No, it'll probably be a lot of German and a little bit of code. Oh dear, this is all going horribly wrong. So first time in Formula Pi for them. I'm actually lacking people's forms that tells me all about them. You haven't printed them out, Tim Freeburn.
I'm terribly sorry, I haven't.
Yeah, so I was supposed to be like, yes, this person has done this thing and they're amazing and they're picking this thing, and I literally am flying blind. I have no information at all. So, is it too late for me to ask for some things to be printed out? Or no, you showed me the thing. Sorry, everyone.
You do actually have access to it there.
This is massively.
However, it was simpler if I sent you the forms rather than having to go and find it.
No, we can do that. No, I can do it. I have the technology. If I keep that open, sorry everyone, talk amongst yourselves. It's not like the internet's watching or anything. Hans has blamed Tim again. Yeah, I know. Seriously, he's massively messed up everything tonight. I go in there, and then I go in here.
Correct.
And then I go in here.
That's the one.
Right. So if I type in, sorry, you can hear me tip tapping away. Here we go. So yes, as long as it opens on this screen, pray for this screen. Hey. Right. Excellent. It's not filled in, so let's not do that. So everyone, this is kind of like me doing housekeeping as well. We send out rego forms to the people who are joining us this year, registration, for those who aren't so Australian. Sorry, Tim's got me into the lingo these days. If you could fill that in and send it back, I then know everything in the world about you, and I can tell the world how awesome you are and let everyone know what you're doing and let everyone know your strategies, unless you want to keep them secret, in which case you can say, bog off, that's not your news. And we can do that. So I'm flying blind tonight. So I'm going to set one off, please. I've been waffling for too long now.
Okay, can we start live?
We are here for the robots after all, not me just chatting away. So here we go. Second robot, Ecstatic from Volkswagen in Germany, the first German entrant this year. And they're off. Good start. Time is working this time. Nice. Good wide line around the outside. That will avoid the carnage. They've obviously learned from last year that the first corner is completely bonkers. So stay out wide. Get out of trouble. Just get round cleanly. Then decide what you're doing. It's a fine strategy. It works very well. I think Swinders was the first to obviously go for that strategy. He's coming up later. Sticking to the outside line. Fastest lap on record, I believe, is the IT guy with 13.939 seconds, which was recorded in the Eliminated last year, which is astonishing. So 19.58 is a good first benchmark for a first lap. And getting faster, 18.45 for the second lap. That's good. Now we're moving more into the inside. We should see these lap times starting to come down. But that is definitely Ecstatic. Great first lap. Because going wide, you're going to avoid that carnage, as long as everyone doesn't go wide, in which case then you're probably going to hit the carnage. But it's a good first lap. Second lap, 17.45. You see they're tumbling down now, really coming down. So hopefully we can get something that's nice and close to the 13.9 second lap record. Going around here. I think, if I'm right, Timmy, we have 2 minutes on each one. 2 minutes for each robot. So how many laps is that? I don't know. Let's do the maths. What's that? 4 laps more, maybe? 3 laps more? Yeah, that'll be about right. So it's looking good for Ecstatic. For those who are new, this is just testing, so we're basically letting everybody have 2 minute run tonight. 15.37, yes! There we go, now we're getting down to that. That is the pointy end of business now. That's a good lap. Clearly moving in slowly from the outside. Somebody says, fine German driving. Yes, it certainly is. Very efficient and doing the best that they can. Yes, they can. They'll probably be able to squeeze in a couple more, I think. So this is a good start for the Ecstatic team. I'm pleased to see there's a good mix of the old guard and some new drivers. So I've got new people to talk about this year, new people to introduce you to. So yeah, fill in your registration forms as Tim sent them to you. And stopped on the line.
2 minutes was up and it stopped.
Wow. Well, that is one for German efficiency there. That is just stopping precisely at the finish line. So I've done my time now. That's it. I'm just going to sit here. Thank you, Ecstatic, for that. It means that Aaron doesn't have to run around the track and chase monster balls, because herding robots, as we all know, is actually quite complicated. Especially when these things run at your ankles, it can be quite painful. Everyone's wearing walking boots in here, as you can see. So, that's 2 down. And nobody's died. That's good. Nothing's on fire. Unlike Robot Wars, did anyone catch Robot Wars this weekend? And see what happened to Apex? I won't spoil it if you didn't, but if you did, we were there. And I was quite terrified. I have a picture of us looking quite terrified after it happened. It was awesome / terrifying. So yeah, go and watch Robot Wars. That's my tip for the weekend. Right, I am going to go to SpinView and consult my list. I have some handwriting on this one. New competitor for this year, number 84, I12 Racing from San Francisco in the US. So we had I have 5 last year from San Jose, just around the corner. But San Francisco this year for USA, I12 Racing. 3 years of coding experience. And that's all the information I have, because Tim hasn't printed out any stuff for me. So we're going to just sit here spinning for a little bit longer. Usually this would be me talking about how awesome they are, what strategy they're using, what they have for breakfast almost, that type of thing. Tweet us if you're online, and I will attempt to keep an eye on it. You know me, just keeping an eye on the old Twitter feeds as well as everything else. You'll hear me clicking away in the background, don't mind me. Right, now that's spun out. You see, I have to just make it up as I go along, because you've scuppered me. Yeah. Yes, when you're ready, please set them away. I12 Racing setting off for their 10 laps. Looking good for them, I guess. Yes, so away. And a sharp inside line for the first corner with a little bit of a stop. Now, we saw that last year. We saw quite a few robots stopping on the apex of the corner, and we're not quite sure why. We were trying to discuss this last year, and we don't think we ever got a good answer to this question as to why people are slowing down in the corners. You can actually turn these robots at quite high speed. They're quite fast, and you can turn them 22.11, so not the fastest lap in the world, but still good start. Getting something down on the board, it's a start. Slowing down again in the first corner. Especially, I guess, if you're going to be doing any avoidance, which we highly recommend. I can't stress this enough. This year is going to be the year of avoidance. That's what we're going for here. So if you're going to be practicing doing that, I'm guessing slowing down and actually being a bit more picky about your lines may favour people in the long run. I'm not going to spoil what's coming up, but we rather than doing lots of testing this year, we've set up a slightly different structure to the racing, which will become apparent in the next few weeks. I'm not sure how much has been put online or how much I'm allowed to say, so I'm going to be cagey about that. So here we go, Team I12 Racing, 22.7. So these are all good lap times. They're all solid. They're getting round, and that's the main thing. And as we saw last year, the fastest robot doesn't necessarily win. It can be open to the person who's most consistent. So that even though if they're slow lap times, if they're consistent, that's what counts, because you can throw in the fastest lap in the world and it can all go to pot. IT guy, I'm looking at you. If anybody watched last year, you'll know that the IT guy spent a lot of time on the barriers but threw in a 13.9 second lap. So we know it's doable. So let's see how we're doing here coming round. I'm guessing this is probably going to be maybe one more lap squeezed in after this. Let's see if we can get 20.9. Awesome. So we are picking up speed now, going a little bit faster. Let's see if they can squeeze in one more lap before Tim says time's up. Let's go. Is that time up? Oh, maybe Tim will be kind and let it run. Will Aaron grab the robot from his little hidey hole? Nope, he is going to let it run. It's very kind of him. There we go, 21.5. So now he's got to go and chase the robot. So this is what happens when you end up with robots that don't stop on the finish line, very much like Ecstatic did. That was lovely, thank you. Aaron has to then go and chase the robots and walk around. But it helps because he's near the bench where he has to work to change all the lids over. So, whilst we get the next robot change, do you need to go upstairs at all, Tim? Are you?
I will go upstairs after the
adverts.
For at least 5 or 6 races.
Lovely. Right, well, I'm just checking where we're at because I've basically flown in here whilst being stuck in traffic. You know how it is. So, next up, we have Formula Pi veteran and the first of our repeat competitors. It is Swinders from Waterlooville in the UK. Been programming since 1983. I'm going to have to use my brain and say that you work for Honeywell. I'm trying to remember desperately because I haven't got any paperwork in front of me. But in the first year of Formula Pi came 9th, and then last year came 12th, but that was so close to getting through to the eliminators for Swinders. It was literally a hair away for him. But the team did really well, and I don't think the 12th and the 9th are justifiable. I think they did far better than that when they actually raced. So hopefully tonight, this year, the third album, that difficult third album, we're there. We're going to get it nailed on, and hopefully Swinders will have a good season. So good luck to you, sir. I think I've seen you in the chat this evening at some point. So, are we good to go? Yes. Okay, set off Swinders then.
Okay, start light sequence, please.
I'm just having a look on the old chat whilst we're there. Trish said Robot Wars thing was amazing. Yes, it was. It was amazingly scary. I definitely needed new pants after that. And we're off. Swinders is away, and he's through the first corner. So the first person who visibly did the outside-inside line last year, this year looking like, is that half a line outside, half a line inside? Interesting. Very interesting. 18.01. That is a good first lap. Solid time. Definitely taking the wider outside line was good. But obviously, as George pointed out, if everybody points for the outside line, then you're all going to end up in a pile on the outside of the course rather than the inside. So it is a bit of a gamble, but we saw it pay off last year for a few people. 17.5 on the second lap, picking up speed now. It's good to see. I haven't got a fastest lap for Swinders because he didn't make it to the eliminators, but I am going to have to pick back through the results and see if I can find your fastest lap from testing, and then we've got some proper data. I've been very brief in my prep for this week, and I'm even briefer without any paperwork. 17.64 for a third lap there. So let's go. See how we do through the S's. It's very clean lines. It's good. I'm enjoying this. Sharp turn going into that second to last corner there, into the edge of Headbanger. But these times are looking very consistent as well, just like the previous one we had, I12 Racing. They were consistently in the sort of 20, 22 area. These are looking good, all around the top 17 seconds. So, it's looking neat and tidy, I think. There's comparable lap times as to last year, I think, but still, we've got some good lines. I think you're turning a bit better than last year, if I remember rightly. This is looking good. Coming into Headbanger again. Maybe we'll squeeze in another 2 laps, if we're lucky. Okay, 17.84, nice. So you're in the 17-second area. And like I said last year, the Yeti Borgs, the previous robots we had, they suffered from battery drain, so you'd end up seeing your lap times increasing as the time went on. The Monster Borgs don't suffer from that. So the lap times really are, well, I mean, they do. If you ran them for like 4 hours, they would. But right now, well, that's it. We're done. That's Swinders 2 minutes. So there we go. Nice, solid, consistent laps. All within a second of each other, which is really nice. Oh, Swinders has just said 15.74, I think, from the last time. Yeah, that sounds about right. I might make a note of that, and then it saves me from looking at it later on. So, a little bit of work to do then if you want to get down to that time, but still a good start, consistent, which is what we're looking for.
A lot of the teams are going to go for avoidance code because it's in the challenge rounds. It's very important.
Have we said that out loud?
Yes, of course.
I can say that out loud then. So that was my reason for mentioning avoidance. Sorry, my creaky chair tonight is very creaky. The reason for mentioning avoidance is we're actually running, rather than doing testing racing like we did last year, we've decided to run a couple of testing rounds up front, and then we're going to have these challenge rounds, and one of the challenges is to avoid things. And the idea is that you will write your avoidance code so that everyone can dodge around things, because last year we saw people just straight lining and not really worrying about avoidance, and we had a lot of crashes. While entertaining, the racing was somewhat stunted by everybody just piling in a pile and not being able to get out. So to help with that, we've decided to write, I think we've written a few blog posts on avoidance, and we've got the challenge classes to do avoidance.
I think there should be another blog post coming soon with a little bit more avoidance information.
Okay, so Tim said there's another blog post coming soon. But there's some already there, which is good. I never know whether you can hear him or not, because I can hear him because he's in the same room. But this microphone, I never know. So basically what he said was, there's another blog post coming that'll explain it more in detail. And after that, there are the old blog posts which will reiterate, so you've got some material to learn how to do avoidance code with OpenCV. So that was Swinders. Good consistent set of lap times there, all within a second of each other. So that's a good start for you for the series. So hopefully, fingers crossed, you can keep that momentum going. And I want to see you in the eliminators this year. You're my pick. I want to see you in because every year you've been so close. We have the spin view to do. So for the next competitor. So let's get on to the next character. But yes, Swinders, I want to see you in the eliminators. That's my tip. So next up, another new competitor for us this year, number 96. It's the Solar Cats from Albuquerque, New Mexico in the US. They list their coding experience as minimal coding experience. However, I think that is a bit of a lie because I know who this team is. This team is Kerry Bruce and his group of students from the, is it the Albuquerque? I can't remember the name of the college. Sorry, my bad, because I haven't got anything written down in front of me. But they did an entry to Pi Wars last year, and I know they came second in their class. So minimal coding experience is a bit of a lie. But it's great to have you guys with us. Really excited to have you here. And yeah, stoked to see how you get on with this. And I think they've got an entry to Pi Wars for this year. So that's also very cool. So we'll be seeing you in person again next year in Cambridge when that happens. Because we're going to that again. We've got a few things to do for that, I think. But yeah, great to have you with us. So, Tim, yes now. Let's go.
Okay, start light sequence, please.
Let's get the Solar Cats away and see how they do. And flicking of the lights. Green, red, green, second green, and they're away. So that's good, they're away. So that's another thing just to let people know about for Formula Pi is the robots wait until they see that second green light. On the second green light they go. If anybody writes in any code to jump that light or predict the time, we say that's a jump start. But this is slow and steady, but that line through the S's was very nice. Now I can see what they've done here. Slow the robot down, get your line sound. This is going to be good. Ooh, this is really tight. Oh, look at the lines on this. So I'm getting very excited about this. Look at the lines on this. Sorry, this is a really good line. This is the line that we saw. This is a different set. This is this is nice. I think I can see. Let's have a look. Jimmy Alexander in the chat. Are you from Solar Cats? I'm assuming you are from what you've said. We are a different set of students than the Pi Wars competitors. Yes. Okay. Cool. So I assumed that Kerry has a big group of students. So it's a different set. Okay. So maybe I won't see you at Pi Wars, but it's great to have you with us nonetheless. It's awesome to see you here. And this is good. Your lines are looking fantastic. And this is... Oh, bit of a spin there in the last corner. Oh, curse of the commentator again. We saw that a little bit last year, actually. If you get too close on that corner, we did notice that the robots do spin around for some reason. But this is looking very neat and tidy. Those lines are... I'm really impressed with those. Because obviously cutting close to the wall is a good strategy. We saw some robots getting caught on the wall if you got too close. There was some footage of a few people mounting the barriers at various times when they're going at full speed, but these are very good lines and nice consistent times as well. If we ignore the little spin we had at the far end, that's looking really good. Nice work from the Solar Cats. Jimmy confirms I am, yes, good, excellent. And like I said, when we actually do the racing, I will have the sheets with all of your information on in front of me, and I will know. I feel a little bit naked tonight. Oh, he says, well, you will see us at Pi Wars. Excellent, well come and say hello then. You'll see us there, probably split up. And I'm thinking that's it, because Aaron is now trying to herd the robots up. But yeah, okay, good. We will see you at Pi Wars. And that's excellent, good. I was pleased when I saw that your team had got accepted again. That's really good news. For those that are new to all of this, Pi Wars is a robotics competition run by Mike and Tim, the lovely Cam Jam team. And it's run every year in Cambridge, and it's designed for Raspberry Pi robots. Sometimes I think people bring Arduino stuff, microbit stuff, but it's designed to test out your robots and see who's the best in class. Oh, Kerry has 2 teams this year. Oh, someone's doing well. That's really good. Oh, excellent. Okay, so you're bringing over basically a whole plane load of people to do Pi Wars. It's good news. Anyway, well done. There were some good lap times in there. Lines were awesome. That's looking really good. Again, different strategy. This is what I love that people pick different ways of doing things. Different entries have different ways of working their way around the track, and it makes for some really interesting racing. So next up, we have, here he is, last year's second place robot. It's the IT guy from Independence, Oregon, who gave me a heart attack in the Eliminators last year when he mounted the barriers multiple times, but still managed to throw in enough good laps to qualify, despite spending a lot of time with 3 wheels on the track. Also seems to remember in an early round, did actually complete 1 round with 3 wheels and still managed to get a fairly competitive result. So there was no stopping the IT guy, and he was pipped at the post to first place by not a lot, I seem to remember. It was very close between him and Lambda P. But this year, back for the second time, back to improve, hopefully take the top spot. And currently the IT guy is the current lap record holder with 13.9 seconds, which is a blistering lap. So if the IT guy can get close to that tonight, we will be very impressed.
Okay,
and
start light seconds, please.
Clearly the form over the summer has not been lost. So here we go, green, red, green, and he's away. A bit of a slow start. That could be tactical. Could be tactical. Lulling us into a false sense of security. Oh, he's just popped in the chat and said, fire extinguishers at the ready, I'm testing a new strategy. Okay, I will radio up to Aaron and tell him that we need the fire extinguishers at the ready. It's a very cautious lap. He's just sizing up the track, making sure that there's nothing kind of hanging around. Yes, and it is your old lid on the spin view. We haven't received your new lid yet. I have seen it, however, on Twitter, and it is very pretty. When we receive that, we'll be sure to swap it out. But we've just stuck with the old lid for now, rather than giving you one of our horrible, not horrible, Tim made them. Really nice factory lids. I need to be nice, don't I? Sometimes. So this is a little bit off the pace that we saw last year. BK Taco, who is the IT guy who's in the chat, has just said, just warming up the tyres. Excellent. That's what we like to see. If this was DTM, you'd need to do that because they run on cold tyres now. So you know, I can see how this is reflecting real life racing. So I can see the speed is being picked up now. Swinders says put another 50p in the meter. Yes, Tim, run upstairs quickly. Get some more batteries and swap them out. Now picking up the pace. Oh, is this going to be you just ramping up the pace lap by lap, and then by the end of it I'm just going to be a heap crying on the floor because you've thrown yourself over the barrier or something? Is this what this is? Is this just to wind me up? It's doing well. Coming in nice and close to the barriers now. Not quite as close as we saw with the Solar Cats. Their lines were really good. But this is getting more back to the IT guy that we know and love from last year. That was so aggressive, turning into the S's then. So it's a bit of a Scandi flick on that, I reckon. That was properly turned in. Here we go, 14.91. This is getting closer. You are just going to get faster and faster, aren't you, until you throw yourself into the gravel. This is going to be how it's going to go. Here we go. We're going to go. Oh, that is... Oh, you're just teasing us now. You are just teasing us. So we can see from that the IT guy's strategy... Oh, stopping over there. Oh, that's nice, thank you. That's another one that's an easy collect for Aaron. I can see... this is just a tease. It was just a tease, wasn't it? that could have been like a 12-second lap that we just interrupted there. But we'll never know. Never know. So, got to save that for next testing. But that's another interesting strategy. See, so if some people go wide, some people go slow, some people just gun it for the first corner, it's anyone's bet who's going to win because it just makes everything so wide open. But yeah, I like this different strategies. This is interesting. We're only like 4 or 5 robots in and I'm already excited for this. This is going to be so good. Right, tippity tap on my keyboard. And now I get to introduce you the next competitor lined up on the track, who is another Formula Pi veteran in the Super Ward Brothers. 2nd place in the first series of Formula Pi, but then 14th last year. They had an absolute nightmare of a few rounds and it really didn't go as well for the Super Ward Brothers. But this year they're back, 3rd time lucky. let's hope that you can repeat your first series performance. Maybe winter suits you. Maybe this is your season. Maybe summer it's too hot. The robot wasn't performing how you thought it would. It's just the weather was rubbish. You know, it just wasn't quite right. So this, for them, is redemption. They are back. So good to have you back, guys. Pleased to see you again. The spin view's too long. It's got nothing to say. There we go.
Just need your
spin
notes.
Out. Yeah, I do. I need notes. I'll be more organised for the next couple of weeks, promise. Right, go. Yes, please.
Okay, start light segments, please.
So, Super War Brothers here, hopefully, to gain back their reputation. Green, red, green. I thought that was the second green then. I looked up and I got all scared. I was like, where's that going? But it is, it's fine. They're on the way. It's excellent. So let's see how we do. Wide line for the first three of the S's. Oh, and then darting to the inside. That looked like that was a bit of a move towards the inside corner there. I'm still waiting, and I think we may have had one person who did it last year. Someone to straight line the S's. I'm waiting for that person. Obviously, straight line the S's. So it's quite. It looks like it's tracking. It looks like it's really picking up the difference between the red and the green, and it's following that outer blue for now. Oh, that's what I love about these monster balls, because they're so much faster. The thought, you can actually see, you can pick out the thought processes of what that robot's thinking. It's like, oh, red, 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 green, blue, and it's like this is, you know, skipping around massively fast. This is good. And he's getting some laps down. This is good, because last year I know we had a couple of non-starts and some difficulties getting around the track, which was a bit tricky. But I think we're there now. It's looking good. Let's skip around here. Just go back to the Jap. There we go. Bit of a wide line, and sort of tracking. Oh, settled down now. Maybe there was a strategy on for the first few laps, and then settling into a racing strategy. That's not a bad idea, actually. Darting about, avoiding people, and then just settling into a racing line. See, I love this. I love breaking down all of the way everyone's doing this and the way everyone approaches this problem differently. That's what I love about this so much, is that there's no one right answer. There's no one killer way of driving, because you've got to anticipate other people, you've got to anticipate hazards on the track if somebody stops, you've got to anticipate people overtaking you. It's everything. People on the walls, tyres. We had people's tyres falling off last year. Won't happen this year, will it, Tim? I've been reassured. The mechanics are quite comfortable this year. That's probably going to be it, I think. Yeah, there we go. That was 2 minutes. It felt like it. So 19.21 seconds is the best out of that lot for the Super War Brothers. It's looking good, consistent. Everyone's getting consistency tonight. I am so pleased that they're consistent. I'm less bothered with fast lap times at the moment. I want to see that everybody's just getting around and getting some laps in. That's what I'm most worried about. So there we go. Super War Brothers, well done. It's great to see you back. Loving having a lot of the old guard back in Formula Pi. And next up, when I saw this, I gave a little mini standing ovation. Tim was there when he showed me the lid and said, what do you think is the name of this robot? Oh, it's just a beautiful pun. Formula One, Formula Pi, everything all in one. Next up, number 87. It's Pico Hulkenberg, everyone's favourite comic book cyborg, obviously, with a little bit of Formula One in there as well. So I salute you, the Pico Hulkenberg team. I'm not going to struggle to say that at all, obviously, because Nico Hulkenberg is in my head. But brilliant. They're from Oxford in the UK. They've got a basic knowledge of some other languages, but they're learning Python. So interesting to see if they'll stick with Python or whether they'll go for something else in the end. But name nailed. It is just so good. I love a good pun. If anybody saw my alpaca shirt that I was rocking the other day on Twitter with the alpaca lips on it, it's the best. I love a good pun. 10 out of 10. You win Formula Pi. Congratulations. Take home the trophy now. Everyone else can go home. I was just so pleased. I was like, oh, I love a good pun. It's good. There is one that's going to make me swear in a bit though, so I have to apologise to everyone. But this is it. Yes, go. Send Pico on his way.
Okay, start light seconds, please.
This is my little factoid about Nico Hulkenberg. Not that anyone cares about Formula One here. We only care about robots. But my factoid about him is that he is the longest serving Formula One driver without a podium. There you go. You can use that one in pub quiz next week. You're welcome. So Pico Hulkenberg here, struggling, and now facing the wrong way. Is this some sort of protest? Oh no, we're still moving. That was a very fast turn there. A little scared. I don't know what's happening. Oh, I'm off. Backwards? No, maybe. I don't know. These aren't the lap times, because 6 seconds would be astonishing. Just going backwards and forwards across the start line. Oh dear, this isn't going well so far. Oh, Pico Hulkenberg. I enjoyed your name so much. I mean, I bigged you up. Come on, Pico, let's go. Let's see some laps. Let's get it down. There we go. Spun around. Forward. Just thinking about it. Bit of a struggle. That's my tummy rumbling. Probably got picked up on the microphone there. Sorry, everyone. I'm quite hungry. This is... I don't know what to make of this. This is... It's slightly confusing.
I would suggest this is probably collision avoidance code, and it's probably getting a bit confused.
Tim says collision avoidance code, and it may be getting confused.
Perhaps thinking it's constantly about to run into a robot.
Maybe he's angry. Because the Hulk does get angry. I'm imagining this is probably going to be called time soon. We've had a minute. I might have a little break. But yes, Skyderp says doing a dance. Yes, little tiny break dance there on the exit of Headbangers. Somebody says looks like Pico will struggle for a podium too. Easy. It's early days yet. Testing one. This is like FP1. Doesn't count. You can win practice, but we don't have winners in practice. So Stephen says, is this avoidant code seeing ghosts? Yeah, maybe. A bit of a hangover from Halloween, maybe, but could be happening. So I'm guessing that's it for Pico. I think that is probably time, but I'm sure that Tim and Aaron will investigate what was being analysed in that code, and they will give you some hints. Because a little dance, and then grabbed him. That's the end for Pico Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg. You see how? I knew it was going to happen. See, if I make a mistake with this one though, it doesn't matter. There are others coming up tonight that if I do make a mistake, it could be curtains for the whole series, and I could just be ejected from the building. So, Tim's yawning. Does that mean it's bedtime?
It must be.
It must be bedtime now. Right, so, checking my numbers. Right. Next up, whilst Aaron loads the next robot into position, we're almost at the halfway point, so thank you for sticking with us. I know it seems like a really slow process, but here we go. Next up, we've got Rimmer and Povila's team from Middlesex University in Birmingham. They have been coding 2 years, and they've got 102? Yes. That lid's upside down. Yes, it is. Tim's put the number on upside down, so we're going to fix that.
Look, they've put the lid up. They've put the decorations on the lid upside down.
Okay. Okay, well, you know. But it's a good-looking lid. Like it. They said they've got 2 years coding experience. I have no sheet in front of me, so I can't say anything more about who these guys are. But great photo, great lid. I just need the sheet that Tim needs to print out, but he's forgotten because it's useless. So, new Formula Pi contestants for us for this year. Another university team, which is great to see. Let's get going. Awesome. So we've got a proper range of people, from professionals to universities to families. Everyone's getting involved with this. It's really good. So, green, red, green. And then we're away. And we're off. Oh, great start. This is a good start for Rimmer and Povilas. Povilas? Yes. I will get these names right. I should just sit there and read them quietly. So there we go. Coming around the track. It's looking like a good first lap. 17.5. Nice time. So 13.9, like I said before, is the best lap time we've seen from a Monster Borg. That was the IT guy in the Eliminators last year, which was very fast. Oh, this is looking good for Team Rimmer and Povilas. Let's see how we do it. 16.2, bringing it down. These are very smooth laps. Oh, a little bit of a stop there going into the corner. But that headbanger into the first corner was very smooth. Very smooth. That's what we like to see is smooth driving, not a lot of moving about sideways. There's some talk in the chat about, are we allowed to stick anything to the lids like flashing lights? No. Basically no. Any sort of techniques that may confuse or distract other competitors are strictly not allowed. Yeah. Nothing is allowed to be stuck on the lid.
You'll be sent to bed without supper.
You'll be sent to bed without supper, Tim says. That is the fine. No dinner for you. It's against the rules. it basically if the robot flips over as well and you've got things stuck up on the lid, it's just going to scrape on the floor and cause trouble for everyone, which is no good. So, looking like some good lap times though. Again, another consistent driver. I'm really. This is going to shape up to be a really good year racing because everyone is being consistent in testing, and that last year gave us some fantastic racing when everyone's equally matched and they're all in, doing similar lap times. It's good. I think here we're only a few seconds apart, really, but this is looking good for Team Rimmer and Populas. There we go, race over. Fastest lap time in there, 16.21, which is good. Solid lap time, sticking to the midline as well, which is nice. Again, having all these different strategies is good, and I'm going to keep reiterating that. We love seeing the differences. These are some good lap times. Also, very smooth driving from them, which is really nice to see. You like seeing these sort of non-jerky drivers. If you're kind of dancing around, it's going to be slow and difficult to get around. Right, so this is last up before we have a little bit of a break. And I talk about our lovely sponsors, but finally, before the break, yet another new team. Team Lamella, who are from Sedgefield in the UK. There is obviously a dad and kids team from Sedgefield in the UK. Dad does a fair bit of coding, kids do Python at school. Great! Like, brilliant, I love this. I love the variety of people that join in as well. We get professionals, we get kids and families and dads and mums and everyone just having a go. It's awesome. So it'll be exciting to see how Lamella get on. And I need my sheets, Tim.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're not though, are you? So everyone, if you send your Rego forms into Tim if you haven't already, and then I can say lots of lovely things about you, and we know who you are. And if you're on Twitter as well, give us a shout at Formula Pi _ or at Pi_Borg if you want to catch our main company account. So yeah, last one before the break. I see Oliver in the chat, so hello Oliver. I'm guessing you're the Le part of Lamella, I'm assuming. It's a name thing. It looks like it should be. Yeah, I'm going to say it is. Right, so let's set off Team Lamella, one before the break. Let's go, Tim Freeburn. Are we ready, says Tim Freeburn. Are we expecting a red light?
Have we booted yet?
Have we booted yet? No.
So somebody's asked in the chat, on the midline is the faster way. No, on the inside lane is the faster way. I think last year BK Taco with the inside line, so sticking into the green as much as possible gave the fastest lap time. The problem is with sticking into the green, as Swinders pointed out earlier on, you can get too close to the barrier and you can get stuck on the barrier, and then obviously you're not going to get the fastest lap. The safest way is maybe in the first blue. Not that I'm giving pro tips, but this is yeah, my pro tip for laps. Tim is.
We haven't quite hit the 2 minutes, and
okay.
Okay, that's now 2 minutes.
Okay, so we've run this robot once. We're going to power cycle it and run it for a second time and give it 2 minutes, which means I have to sit and waffle for a whole time. I could do the sponsors now. I could move them forward to give 2 minutes. Does that make sense? No. Okay, Timmy wants to pause. He wants me to panic waffle. Okay, so I can do little advertisements for other stuff whilst we're waiting to give this another 2 minutes. I can see some little Raspberry Pi lights just flickering ever so delicately. So we have got life in there. It's just whether the light sequence has started for the robot light. Yes. Little announcements. In half an hour's time, not that I'm suggesting that you should leave this and go and do something else, but whilst you're watching this, go and check out Makers Guild on Twitter. Hashtag Makers Guild from the Guild of Makers, run by the lovely Dr. Lucy Rogers. It's a community online for makers and hackers. I host it some weeks, so you'll get me tweeting at you and hurling abuse at you. Not abuse, I'm very lovely. Just talking about making. And it's basically a place for everyone to come and show what you've been building and making this week. It doesn't just focus on robotics and Raspberry Pi, but it's all the maker scene stuff. So if you do knitting, if you do woodwork, if you do metalwork, if you do artistry, if you do anything that's slightly different, you're welcome there. Anyone who crafts anything, come and join us. Makers Guild starts at 8 o'clock on a Wednesday. So I'm asking you, multitask. Watch this and do Maker's Hour. And point people at Maker's Hour to this. That would be nice. So people can say hello. That would be lovely. Bing bong.
Yeah, I think we're going to cancel this robot. It looks like it's not booting up. We'll check logs, etc., and try and find out what hasn't booted up. And if it is our fault, what we'll do is we'll run them in a private session and send them a video.
So I'll just reiterate that because Tim talks in a corner and nobody can hear him. What we'll do is we'll check that wasn't our fault. We will check the logs and we'll make sure that everything is okay from our side. If it does turn out to be our fault and we've got a robot that was somehow not working and broken, what we'll do is we will film it in a private session. We'll pop it up on YouTube and we'll send you the link. Oliver, I can see you in the chat. We will send you a link if it works, if it turns out to be our fault. If it doesn't, when we investigate the logs and it was genuinely your fault, we will point out how you can improve the code and what you can do, and we'll give you a hand getting it all sorted so it will work next time. That is my little announcement. So now my other announcement. Obviously, we wouldn't be able to do this without a group of lovely sponsors. So if I can remember what I was writing, I have to show you our sponsors. This year we've got a new group of sponsors that are joining us for the first time, and some old favourites who have decided to come back and help us again. So first up we have Electromaker, a new hardware hacker community which is starting up on December 19th. Go and check out their website, electromaker.io. Obviously, next up we've got the lovely Pi Moroni. Who doesn't know Pi Moroni? They're awesome. Good evening to the Pirates if you're watching in Sheffield on Sea. Should go and visit them, or they should come visit us something at some point. We should do stuff. Next up, self-driving track days, autonomous driving days and demo days that run across the UK and Europe. Go and check out their website and see what you think about driving in real cars autonomously. Next up, IQ Audio, who sponsored us last year, also racing later on in the pack, so we'll hopefully see them out on the track again. Go and check them out for all your audio stuff. ITI, these are my employers. They're awesome. They make lots of CAD software and lots of stuff to do with big data. So if you're transporting data from one place to another, they're the people to go and talk to. So all your CAD needs. And finally, POSIX, specialists in GPS location devices. We're actually going to be using theirs in the new series of Formula Pi and the faster robots, so check them out too later on. And finally, Hop Hackers from Kent, Hannah and Tristan Brewing Collective in Canterbury. We're going to brew with them in 2 weeks and we can't wait. It's going to be awesome. Check them out on Facebook. And Mod My Pi, who we've just started a new partnership with. We're going to be designing boards with them this year and they're now selling our stuff, so check them out, obviously. Finally, if you want to sponsor Formula Pi and you feel like you could help us out, do this, because obviously it takes our time and it's, you know, quite involved getting all this stuff organised. Drop us an email, info@formulapi.com, and yeah, that's it. It's exciting. Also, another announcement. Obviously, we announced another exciting partnership earlier on this year. We've partnered up with Rolls-Royce, and we're doing the Race Your Code competition, which starts on the 20th of November. It'll be broadcast on Twitch. So I had a mental block then for a minute. And we're doing a new type of racing with the Monsterborgs to help them find the next generation of digital heroes. So check that out. I'm going to be commentating on the final, if you can bear to listen to me talk any longer. And yeah, I think that's about it. Obviously, I've been left down here now to all of my own devices, and I'm kind of, I feel like I should run wild. I'll go in the chat. Who's in the chat? Good evening, everyone. Oh, it's quite busy. Hello, Simon. And hi, Richard Haler. You just joined us. Excellent. I think you've not been yet. You're coming up in a bit. Not too long now. And who else have we got? I see Felix and Canal. Are you part of the Skismo team? Is it Skismo? I did have a lesson in how to say it from Google. I'm probably not very good. We've got 2 Norwegian teams coming up in this half. You can see in the background there, over the far side, Tim is feverishly unscrewing and screwing things together. We have to do a lid transfer now for all of the final competitors before we get them running. And I am left on my own devices. I could ruin everything from here. I won't, though. Let me just do some stuff. Don't mind me. Talk amongst yourselves. There we go. Yes. Okay, I can see Adam has joined the chat as well from Team Enigma. He says, hey, I was hoping to get some code over today, but moving house got in the way. That is a fair excuse. You are excused this time. But you can't use that excuse next time. Yes, Felix is from the Skismo team. Excellent. I did sit on Google and try to learn how to say it, but Norwegian's not my strong point. Is it Skedsmo? I did listen. I'll have to practice again, but I will. There are actually 2 teams from their code club, which is excellent. All these people taking up double teams this year is brilliant. As you can see, Aaron is still getting stuff ready. Thank you all for joining us tonight. I'm just shooting around the internet to get the dates up so I can remind myself when things are happening. So this is testing session 1. There's going to be a 3-week gap. Yes, and then we'll have testing 2 towards the end of the month. On Tim's birthday, get your presents ready. He won't have heard this because he'll be upstairs. He won't be, paying any attention. So on Tim's birthday, 29th of November, it's a more meaningful date for you all, is the next testing session. So he gives you about 3 weeks to improve your code before we do testing. And then the first of the challenge rounds is on the 20th of December, just in time for Christmas. And similarly, hopefully, I will have moved house by then. Adam, I'm with you on that. I am currently going through the frozen moving house with Tim, and hopefully we'll be in our new house by Christmas. Fingers crossed. Adam says, hopefully I'll be here next time with more success than last season. Yeah, we're all hoping that, because Adam was the champion from Team Enigma in winter 2016, so this time last year, and they did really, really well in that series, and then it all came crashing down last year with a couple of no starts, and it was just not them. It wasn't reflective of what they did in the first series. So hopefully this year Adam will be back, like the Super Ward brothers, coming back with a vengeance. Hangover Sound says, when will we upload the log data from this run? Probably first thing tomorrow morning, because we will be here probably quite late, so I imagine the logs will go up tomorrow morning. Tim Freeburn's just returned from the upstairs. Logs up tomorrow morning?
They should be.
Yes, they'll be up tomorrow morning. I'm getting lessons on how to say Skedsmo.
Skedsmo.
Yep, is that right? Felix, I'm sure he'll correct me, has just joined the chat. It's Skedsmo. Yeah, we're getting there. I'm having lessons. Norway is actually the only Scandinavian country I have not visited. It's on my list. I've done Sweden and Denmark and a tiny bit of... Never done Finland? No, I haven't done Finland. Okay, so I've visited only 50%. It's no good. Must do more. I do love Scandinavia in general, and Norway's on my list. So hopefully, fingers crossed, one year I'll get out there. Are we ready? I need to spin view. Oh, I've been gassing all this time and madly trying to fill and make up some time. And okay, Felix is correcting me. I'm gonna have to practice. Somebody's gonna have to spell it out for me. Oh, power on, says Tim. Where is my thing with the thing and the stuff? Is that for me?
Start the light sequence when you're ready.
But where are you going? Where do you think you're going now?
I'll be back.
He's gone. He's left me, and I've got a radio. Right. So next up, another new team this year to Formula Pi. Next racer lined up currently, ready to go. It is the Bleed Green team from Bangalore, India. When I first saw the name, I thought Vulcan, because they bleed green. But I'm sure that's not the reference. Please let me know if it is. And then I'll feel very smug about actually getting a sci-fi reference. They're from Bangalore in India. They're good in C++ and Python. And like I said, new to Formula Pi this year, so have no previous form, have no idea how they're going to do. But hopefully this will be a good first run for them. And they'll do quite well. Let's see. Spin view finishes. Felix says, is it that hard to say? Yeah, it is. For an English people are rubbish at languages. This is a this is a well-known international thing. My English languages are limited to basic French and basic German, and that's it. And your team is coming up in 3 robots time, 4 robots time. Yeah, and then we'll be good to go. I have to let people know when to start. Don't we? It's my turn now. Start light sequence, please. So I'm in charge now. So it's very There's all this power with the radio. So here we go, green, bleak, let's go see. And they're off. Bleak green have got a good start. Very smooth first corner. Not a lot of stopping there. Didn't see any stalling in the corner. But this is looking good for them. Good first lap. Nice and smooth. Not a jerky sort of juddery steering. 17.2 seconds. It's a good start for them. Let's see how they do. I feel very lonely now. Yeah, taking over the clock is very loud. 17.14. Okay, so we've got 2 good consistent laps so far. This is excellent. I'm really impressed with the consistency this year. Somebody said yes, that is the team name that I am worried about. I'm not going to say it to jinx it. They are coming up soon. There is a team name that's going to be confusing for me to say. 17.2. Look at this for consistency. This is very good. Oh, the auto camera's just stopped there and avoided the S-bends. We've got the automatic cameras set up again. 17.29. This is very, very good. I think Chitty Chitty Pi are coming up 2 robots time. I should have put the list in the description. Sorry, guys. These are very consistent times for bleed green. Wow, 0.2 of a second separating the fastest and slowest. That's looking really good. Their lines are nice and smooth. There's no sort of quick jerking movements. That is very, very good. Sticking to the midline. Oh, this is so consistent. Wow, 2-2 now, separating the slowest and fastest time. This is very, very good. Maybe they'll squeeze in one more lap before Aaron comes out and removes them from the track.
Okay, robot 97, 2 minutes are now. Okay,
there we go. Snuck in a quick last lap. But that is it for that team. So I've just realised Tim's disappeared upstairs and he's left me the time. Right, excuse me. Oh no, he's back. Tim, timer. I can't do that from here. I just realised he disappeared. He's back now. It's good. I'm not alone anymore. Whew.
The timer was all prepped and ready.
What was that?
The timer was all prepped and ready.
Was it? No, it wasn't. You're lying. Liar. I see you.
That's why you've got these times.
Huh? I don't have any buttons over here, do I?
No.
I'm running out of steam tonight. We're getting there though. Only a few more robots to go. 8 robots to go. Next up, another new competitor this year. It is number 101. Dino 2 from Nantes in France. I've seen them in the chat already this evening. Good evening. And I have literally nothing to say other than the fact that I love your cute little dinosaur. He's really sweet. I've seen you on Twitter, I think, at Dino2_, I believe. You've been tweeting me over the last couple of days. They list their experiences between low and average. Good. Time to improve. Yes. That's what we're here for. We will pick up, I'm sure.
101 is ready for the light. Okay,
Aaron, you can do this now, can't you? Oh, there we go. He's back now, so I can hand him the radio back and feel like I'm giving over responsibility. Fill in your rego forms if you haven't already. Registration forms. I need to stop using the Aussie word, Tim. And then I know all the things about you. Yes, please. Away.
Okay, start light tickers, please.
Okay, so let's go. See how we do. For Dino 2, first time in Formula Pi. Let's see how I've lent away from the mic now. Sorry, everyone. Good start. A little bit of a wide line there. Bit of a funny, but we're in. .94. I was waiting with bated breath for that that first lap. Oh, bit of a reverse there in the corner. A nice little dance. It's like a little step back before resetting itself and getting in the line. Nice. Someone in the chat, Pierre, has said, Pierre-Yves has said, Bois de Loire Atlantique is well represented. Yeah, it is. Big French representation this year. And I think there's actually more on the list. I think, yeah. It's a good French representation this year. I'm pleased. We had some last year. I believe we had somebody from Villaroche last year, so just outside Paris. But yeah, really good French representation. Loving the autonomous driving in France, clearly. This is a bit of an odd lap from Dino 2. I think there's a little bit of trouble coming into the first corner, but nice time, 3.333. Let's see. There's I like the little step back, like a little bit of thought going into that corner. That could really throw off some competitors as well. I'm thinking now, when that gets in it's doing it exactly the same place each time. That's lovely. Now, while we don't advise going backwards, that is against the rules. Is there anything to stop a little dance like that in the corner to line yourself up?
It's part of the avoidance and
Yeah, because I can see what it's giving them. It's giving them a very nice straight line coming into the S's following the track. But I can see that causing trouble for anyone who's close following that robot. I can see that being, tricky. But it's an interesting tactic. Oh, now it's giving Aaron the runaround. Well done, Dino 2. Giving Aaron the runaround there. So he gets to be a bit like Godzilla now on the track, picking everyone up. There we go. Well done, Aaron. It's finally retrieved the robot. Good effort though. There were some solid lap times there. If we ignore the 33 one, again consistent, all within half a second. It's looking good. Right. Let's move on. Next robot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 laps to do today. And next up we have Formula Pi stalwarts, the Halo Goodalls, coming back for their third season of racing with yet another beautiful lid. That is 3 for 3. In real life, this thing is 3D printed again. It's got a level to it. It's really lovely. They came. Let's look at my results. 5th in the first series of Formula Pi, 3rd in Summer 27. Can they go 2 better and get 1st this year? I'm hoping so. It would be nice. It would be a good way to go. Best lap 14.709 recorded in the eliminators last year. Might have done a faster lap in testing, but I don't have those times to hand. It's looking nice to see them back though. I saw Richard in the chat already tonight, so I know that they're around. Tim's giving me the thumb. Yes, please.
Okay, start the light sequence, please.
Hear him chattering in the background. Yes. Good avoidance from the previous Dino 2 team. That was wonderful. But the Halo Goodalls are on now, and they're away, like I said, back for a 3rd season, and did really, really well last year, coming 3rd. And had some amazing laps during that time. And, this is tight! Oh, that corner going into the headbangers, that was something else. 15.91. Lovely. That's looking good for the Halo Goodalls. Excellent. Oh, that's so close. How close that was there. Ooh, the automatic cameras flicked a little bit early there. They couldn't quite see how close they got. 15.17. This is very good. Very, very good. Can they be the first to go sub 15 seconds tonight? I don't think we've been down there yet, have we? No. This is looking. I think that could be the fastest lap tonight. I haven't actually been keeping tally of who's winning. Not that anyone wins practice. But we always keep a little secret note, just so we know. 15.17 though, that is a good solid lap. A little bit of a pause I think in that last lap just to bring the time up to 16.07. 15.88, nice. These are looking like good solid laps. Nice quick as well. Fastest lap time around the track is the IT guy's time of 13.93 seconds, which was done last year in the eliminators, which was quick. Terrifyingly quick actually. But the Halo Goodalls here setting some really good consistent laps. Everyone's consistent tonight. That's tonight's word. Consistency. Yeah, it's looking really good. It'll be great to see these all out on track together at the same time. These are good. That first corner as well, that's turning on a dime, isn't it? It's just like, I'm now hanging right. There we go. It's very, very good at turning this one. This is good. Somebody says there definitely was one below 15 seconds. Okay, cool. As long as there has been. I couldn't remember if there had or hasn't. Kind of, it blurs a bit. Pierre Yves is off for the night. Bonsoir. Yeah. Have a good evening. Okay, that's it. 15.18 for the Haley Goodalls. Looking good. It's great to have you back. I'm pleased to see that you're all back and still eating your cornettos as well, despite it being like 2 degrees outside. I'm pleased about that. Right. Next one. I'm being told to hurry up. I am going to miss Maker's Hour, I think. I'm really sorry about that, because I'm, otherwise engaged. Right, let's roll on to the next one then, whilst Aaron is setting up. So, another new competitor. Oh, this is the name I was worried about. Now, everyone knows me. If anyone knows me in the real world, they know I'm quite sweary. So I've done quite well not to swear all the way through. This will test me. Chitty Chitty Pi are from Poole in the UK with a combined 50 plus years of coding experience. They are looking like they're going to be a good, solid team. But your name, however, I do not approve, because there is a chance, in the heat of the moment, I may swear.
This is the Electromaker team.
This is the Electromaker team?
Yes.
Why did I think they were Belgian? No, somebody else was Belgian. It's fine. This is the Electromaker team. Tim has just informed me. I like your name. I enjoy the reference. I do not enjoy the fact that it has now raised the stakes for me. The chance of me swearing has gone to like 99%. Thanks. If I go slow or like shorten you to C² P², you know why. I'm just saving it. But Chitty Chitty Pi, yes, the Electromaker team have a car in here. We'll have to get a little lid made up with their logo on. You're going to have to do that, Tim. Right, away, Timmy.
We haven't booted up yet.
Oh,
there might be another problem.
You were hurrying me along, and then all of a sudden, this happened. You see, you hurry me, and for what? Now we all have to sit here like mugs. Electromaker has just come in with the crying emoji, the crying laughing emoji. Yeah, that's me. When I read your name, and I knew that was it. The game was up. I am not going to get through this without swearing. It's going to happen. So everyone, I pre-apologise. I am going to try my best to keep it clean, but C² P² is going to test me. It's going to test me.
No start after 2.
Could this be? Are we?
It's a no start. He's going to do a restart.
Power cycle or?
Power cycle.
Okay, so we're power cycling, so I have to sit here and chat for 2 minutes. But could this be the same robot that had the problem before? Or not, because he changed the SD cards? No.
No, the robot that had the problem before is there.
Oh, there he is. Hello. I've got a little monster bug to look at. There's a little monster bug staring at me. The one that didn't work before we removed from the setup. So this is the robot that's already worked and has been cycled, but it looks like it's not booting up. So we have, you may have seen in the rules, all of the lights and regulations rules. We have a light system so that we know that the robots are ready to race. They are, am I right in thinking, orange when it's booting, and then they go to a designated colour after that point. Is that correct? Yes. They have orange to begin with.
They boot up with, first they go through red, green, blue.
Okay.
Then they go to the battery status monitoring.
Right.
Which in this configuration is orange.
Okay.
And then they switch over to the, once they've booted, the colour of the car.
The indicator colour.
We choose something that's not orange.
Right. So for those that didn't hear it, Tim said the start sequence, for those that are interested, we flick on the robots. It goes through red, green, blue when it's booting up, so that we can see that the board has actually been initialised. It then goes to the battery status monitoring light colour, which for us is orange. Nobody else is allocated orange. It just is, that's our colour that we're using. And then after that, the car will flick itself to the designated colour of the team. So for example, for this team, Chitty Chitty Pi, I did it, it's red. So that should go from orange to red, and it's a very clear red. Trish says, can we get a mic for Tim next time? Yeah, I've said this. We need to get a mic for Tim. And I think for the final, he actually sat next to me, and it did actually work. But tonight, he's been redesignated in his corner. Could we get a mic for you over there?
It's a long way for USB cable, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Okay,
We should.
After
You talk a lot.
Okay.
And for everyone else on the YouTubes, you sound like you're in a box miles away. Yeah. Oh no, hang your head in shame. Yep, it is dreadful. Nobody likes you. So I think that's it. I think we've abandoned. He's come over.
I'll come over here.
There we go. So now you're here. But now you can't do your job over there.
No. I need either a really long keyboard cable or a really long microphone cable.
Well, we did have that set up for the final, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah, we did. But now you're in my personal space and it's a bit weird.
Oh, sorry.
I love you.
Bye.
Bye. It's going now. Right. So, Chitty Chitty Pi Pi. I did it again. That's 3 times now, and I've not sworn once. That didn't work on boot up. So, as before, what we'll do is we have a procedure for when a robot doesn't start up for testing. First of all, we remove the robot from the track. We test it to make sure that it wasn't a problem with us mechanically. So we look at the robot, inspect the motors, inspect the motor driver, boot it up with a standard code in to see how it goes. Then once we've done that, if the robot is sound, then we have to go and check the code, make sure that the code is sound, and if not, we'll investigate it. We'll let you know what we believe to be the problem is, and then you can fix it for next time. And that's the plan. We don't leave anybody high and dry. We don't leave anybody without any sort of idea of what's going on. And next up, spin view again. It is the team that I cannot pronounce, which I will try my best. I am so sorry, Felix. Team Skismo in Code Club in Kjella in Norway. They have 2 teams, and this is the first of their teams tonight. It's a code club for kids aged between 12 and 15, and that picture in the top right is all of the kids that are doing it, which is awesome. So pleased you've got a couple of teams in. It's wicked. So you can have a little battle internally to see who is the best Formula Pi robot racing team inside the club. Somebody says we get a wireless mic for Tim. Yeah, we have got wireless mics. We could just hook you up.
They're a bit average.
They're a bit average, Tim says. The sound quality won't be as beautiful as this microphone with my dulcet tones. It probably is a patch on you screaming across the room, yes. We could do it. And if people complain that the sound quality is rubbish, then we could say, well, you asked for it. There we go. We do have a wireless mic, and we did try them to start with, but the sound quality is not a patch on this, and it's just nowhere near as good. But we'll investigate, because he does natter a lot, bless him. And yeah, it needs to be done. Yeah, everyone's like the wireless mics. I'm like, I know, they're just not as good quality. Right, we're off, and first corner navigated successfully. And they're away. Felix says, finally. Yeah, alright, I know. It's been a bit of a wait. You're here, though. You've made it. You can always watch this on replay and fast forward. That is an option. Right, 18.16. They're away. And that is a good first lap. So we've seen sort of mostly around the 16s and 17s tonight. 18 is a good first lap, solidly in. Very cautious into the corners, a little bit tentative there going in. But now moving more to the inside. 18.22 for the second lap. How are we looking for second? Sorry, I have to have a little drink then. I get very thirsty. So coming into the final corner, here we go. Wow, that's at 18.6 this time. Still within the 18s. Everyone's keeping it within a second. Pretty much tonight. It's looking good. Now really going for the inside line, yes, that was very deep into that corner and then wide out for headbanger at the end. Squeezing into the last corner. 18.08 now. It's looking good. And squeezing into the... Oh, good. That's my chair. That was my chair, everyone. That's my chair. Nothing else. 18.08 for that lap. That's the best lap for them so far. Let's see how they do with the final one. 18.54. Getting better for them now. See how they do. Can they squeeze in one more lap before Aaron calls time? Here we go. 17.97. Yes, sneaking under 18 seconds there. Lovely. Nice lap. I think that's probably going to be the last lap. I imagine that is coming to time now. Yeah, it is. Timmy has hit the button that indicates that the race is over. I think you probably heard that stab from this side of the room. Right, Team Skismo, well done. It's a good first lap. So, while we have a bit of a shuffle around, I am going to do the spin view again, because although it's the same club, they have another robot. They have entered 2, so this is Team 2. I don't know if they have a designation between 1 and 2, whether they're, you know, you should get some names. Get some names for each team, and then I can differentiate between 2 rather than 1 and 2. That'd be my recommendation. But still, Team Skismo Code Club 2 coming for the first time to Formula Pi. Sorry, I just got lost in my words then. So we'll see how the second robot done. The first robot was good. They were all around the 17.97 was the fastest. So I'm going to write that down so I don't forget. And then we've got all the other lap times are in the 18-second mark. So that is looking good. And we're waiting for a cycle. You see the light is still orange, as I said earlier on. Like, we have to wait for the orange light to go coloured. I think we're expecting a yellow light out of this one, so it probably won't look that much different. It may even be yellow now and I just can't tell. Is it yellow yet? It's yellow now. Okay. Let's go. So second timeout for Team Skismo. Again. Green, red, green, and then we're away. We're off. Ooh, good start. Ooh, a little bit more tentative around the corner than the first robot. There was a little bit of a pause there. See, now I'm going to be comparing you two between each other, because that's it's the obvious thing to do. Slow into the corner. And slow out. So this is a decidedly more calm and calculated lap. Maybe there's some avoidance going on there. Maybe there's a little bit of tactical avoidance for the robot there coming in. Almost straight lining the S's. I was waiting for someone to do that. Lovely. Because the only reason I wait for someone to do that is because I can't imagine how you possibly do that. It's just, it blows my mind every time. I'm like, how do you even tell it's a straight line across that when you've been following it all this time? And it's, yeah, it's just the programming of it all. It just, you know. Ooh, robbing the barrier. Ooh, that was so close, robbing the barrier. We've seen that go so wrong for other competitors. 19.13, okay, now times are coming down. Clearly this had a first 3 lap strategy, because this is now looking tasty. Oh, that is so close to that barrier. That is robbing the barrier. This is going to be, I think, around a 16. Yeah, see, now that is much quicker than the other team, but on average they're probably about the same lap time right now, just because of the consistency of the first team. But 16.88, that is not a lap time to be sniffed at. And it gets so close to that barrier. We've seen that go so wrong for other competitors. You get a single nudge in the wrong direction and you can be over the barrier. Like what happened to Murto Toasty last year. Actually got ejected off the track into the gravel and just spent the whole evening running around in the gravel. Was that the evening that we'd literally just got the track mics installed, so all everyone could hear was just a load of gravel rattling about? Yeah, you're welcome. See, we try and do technology and then it all goes wrong. If we get a wireless mic for Tim, it'll spontaneously combust or set on fire or something. Something will break. The whole internet went down before we were due to go live, which we were all panicking about. We thought we weren't going to be able to broadcast at all tonight because of BT and their internet shenanigans. But no, we're fine. And that is it for Skismo Code Club. That is the end of their time. Picked up now. Best lap 16.88, but everything else around the 19-20 second mark. So that is, it's an interesting set of laps. It'd be interesting to see the logs for that one, what decisions were made. But 2 very competitive results from the Code Club. So congratulations, guys. Good start to Formula Pi. You'll be pleased to know we are now coming into the final 3 competitors for the evening. And we will try and rattle through these as quick as possible because I'm aware that Maker's Hour is starting in 4 minutes and I usually tweet for that and I am not going to be able to. So, coming back from last year, we have Sasuke from Helsinki in Finland. SHTP is in the chat, so good evening. They came, skimming down my notes, 7th last year, narrowly missed out on getting into the final. Won a couple of their heats, I remember, from previous, so actually had really good form going into that eliminator. I think it was just unlucky on the day. Best lap 15.558. But yeah, we're really competitive last year, so it's great to have you back. Welcome back again. Their experience is JavaScript and some .NET, but not much in Python, maybe in a few years. We've had a year of Python now. I'm assuming that that's settled in. And yeah, good luck against Sasuke. I hope you do well. I'll flick back to the chat now. I read my stuff. We're going green, red, green. And we're away. Sasuke's off. It's good to see. Getting away. Close to there. Ooh, close in. Oh, very close to the barriers. Oh, everyone's doing it to make me nervous. Because seeing Moto Toasty go over last year was 16.71. Good first lap from stationary. That's looking good. My chair's very squeaky tonight. I think I need a new chair, Tim. Okay. Yeah. Did you? Oh yeah, it's my kneeling chair at work. Yeah, no, that would be terrifying for this. I'd fall off my chair with excitement, and then that would be terrible. 17.35 for the second lap. It's good stuff. I'm just refreshing the chat. There we go. 16.41, great. This is looking good for Sasuke. I've been really interested in the driving tonight. There's been a lot of different strategies. I think much more varied than last year. I think everyone kind of converged on a very similar strategy towards the end of last year, and it was very close. But this year there have been lots of different kind of inside, outside, middle, high-lowing in the corners. Seeing some really interesting lines, which are making it really. It's going to be so interesting to see this racing. 16.08, so that's the best lap so far for Sasuke. FTW's in the chat, who is Sasuke, says, I don't remember if I changed anything since last season. I just uploaded whatever was in my folder. I hope it doesn't just fly off the track or something equally horrible. Yeah, here's hoping. You're doing alright so far. There have been no spontaneous combustions or throwing yourself over the barriers into the gravel, so it's looking good now. I think it's probably going to be the last lap. Might squeeze one in before Aaron calls time from upstairs. 16.91. Well, that was it. Squeezed in just before Tim smashed the button down. So that's good. 16.08. Again, very competitive lap times. Everyone's really within that sort of 2 or 3 second band. It's going to be really close. Stop winding me on. Yeah, I know. All right, it's Maker's Hour now, everyone. I'm sorry. I thought we weren't going to be here now. I'm very sorry. 2 left. Promise. We're nearly done. And then you can go and have your dinner. Or you can have your dinner and eat food at me because I get really hungry during this. Right, next up, another Formula Pi veteran. From last year, we have SHTP from Pavia in Italy. They list their experience of 10 years C++, 10 years of .NET, and 3 years Python. Which is a good variety of languages. I liked seeing this last year and seeing all the different languages that everyone comes with. Lots of different experience being brought to the game for this. They came from memory. I'm not from memory, I'm looking at my sheet now. I'm lying to you. They came 9th last year. So do you remember they had 1 win in their heats? Could be wrong. Did quite well, got 16.044 as their fastest lap recorded in the Eliminator before the final last year. Came 9th overall, like I said. So looking to improve this year. Hopefully we'll make the final. Then that'll be the first Italian contingent in the final. I've just dropped something on the floor. Gonna retrieve it. Right, away to me. You say you're not ready. You egg me on. You say, come on Tufts, let's get going. Nice and fast. And then what happens? Power cycle. Always happens. Always the worst thing in the world ever. Talk amongst yourselves. Who have we got here? Did Lambda P not put any code in?
No. I think he ran out of time, or he needed to send us a SD card run out.
Ah, right, okay. So Lambda P were our champions from last year and have entered this year. So was expecting some code from them and it didn't arrive in time. Are you shaking your head?
I think this one is another non-starter.
It's another non-starter. That's 3 this evening now. We'll have to investigate tomorrow morning.
This is fairly normal for the first testing round.
It is fairly normal. It is, you know, everyone gets a bit of pre-race jitters. And that was jitters. Nothing else. I'm not swearing, I promise. Oh. It's been quite a long day today. I've been writing. Oh, are we going? Or are we cycling?
We are power cycling.
Okay, we're power cycling. I thought we were off then. I looked elsewhere. So there's Aaron just cycling the power on the robot to give it another go at going round. And then again, so that you saw the 3 lights go on there to start off with red, green, blue, and then orange. That's the standard cycle. And we'll give this one 2 minutes and we'll see how it goes. It has been a busy time for us lately, just because we have been quite quiet over the summer. I was fully aware that we didn't really do much. You may have seen that we partnered with Mod My Pi, and we've partnered with Rolls-Royce, so we had a fairly busy summer just planning things. Planning takes up a hell of a lot of time, it's obscene. So we've been doing that, moving the shop. Tim's been coming with me to conferences and stuff. He got to travel this year, he was very excited. He got to see Bloodhound running, which was pretty exciting. As part of my job. Shout out to ITI who are sponsoring this series. I asked and they said yes. So I am very appreciative for that, thank you so much. Yeah. I don't really know what else to say. I've run out of steam.
Can you talk about what ITI does? Or?
I did.
No, you've already done
a little bit, yeah. We do a lot of things. There's a lot of things we do. There's one package in particular called CADFix, which is the one I designed for. I'm one of the developers on that team. So if you're interested in kind of CFD and translation stuff and model migration and prep for 3D printing and stuff like that, and that's the sort of stuff we do. So my day is spent writing algorithms that deal with geometry and move things about. So if you're interested, give us a shout. I can talk to you more about CAD if you want to, but we're here for the robots, not for my job.
Well, I think I would probably prep for the next few.
Are you calling it? I think Tim's going to call that one, so that one again will be subject to investigation, check if it's not our fault, we'll check the hardware, check the software, and then that's it. So, it's a bit of a anticlimax really, isn't it? We're coming to the last competitor. Another one of our sponsors who's decided to put in a robot, which is very kind of them, and we love them for it. It's IQ Audio from Cricklade in the UK. They came 10th last year after a fairly strong showing in the heats. In the eliminators, it all went wrong, and they ended up coming 10th in the eliminators, which is still not to be sniffed at. They properly dominated the heats and had a really good showing. They were first in the leaderboard up till that point. So it's good to have them back this year, and it's good to have them back as sponsors as well. So if you're into your audio and the Raspberry Pi, go and check out IQ Audio's website and have a look at their beautiful DACs. They are lovely. And yeah.
They made some nice prices.
Yes, a lot of the prizes as well have been donated for the series. They are IQ Audio boards, so if you win, or if they win their own stuff back, which is good. PIDAC Pluses, Tim's waving at me. I can see there's a little box ready for prizes over there. So yeah, you will win some of their stuff if you come in a good position in the final. Thumb up. There we go. It's gone blue. I can see it on the screen. Yes, please. Away we go for the final time tonight. So green, red, green. The IQ Audio team. Oh, it took a little bit of a... I think it missed the lights, so Aaron did a cycle and then it caught it and away. So it just needed a bit of a nudge. Like, guys, it's go time. Let's go. But they're away now after the start. So let's see, first lap for them. 17.83. Middle of the pack. It's looking good now. So this is it for tonight. Last testing round. Last robot to go. 17.42. Again, good. Adam from Enigma says +1 for the IQ audio boards. I have one running my speakers. They've got good sound. There you go. Review from previous Formula Pi champions there. So that's good to know. So yeah, go and check out their stuff. They very kindly sponsored us again, so we're very appreciative of that. So thank you. 17.35 for their laps. They're slowly getting better. They're winding it up like the IT guy was, just to get me stressed out. I hope no one can hear my tummy rumbling because I'm hungry. I reckon it comes up on the microphone. +1 for tummy rumbles. Slowing down in that corner. We've seen a few people doing that. And we saw that steer as well. Do you have any reasons for that? Timmy in your box? 17.79, isn't it?
It's normally Ghost. It's sort of different.
Okay, so Ghost artifacts on the OpenCV type stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are a lot of shadows around that.
There are, and we haven't made any changes to the track this year. We added boundary mics and an extra camera last year, but we've made no changes this year.
The camera positions are slightly different.
Oh, the camera positions are slightly different, I've been told. Okay, so we have made a change there. Also, I think for the Raptor class that you saw running in the little video we played at the start, that uses the POSIX sensors which we had added into the track. So there is GPS sensors around the track now. Can you show them? Oh, okay. So you see where the Electromaker and the IQ audio signs are. There's kind of a little box just poking into shot there. Oh, there's one there above the POSIX sign as well. That's properly good marketing there, Tim. 10 out of 10 above the sign. Yeah, they're the little GPS modules that we'll be using for the Raptor class. So the deal with that is we're not going to run that as a race. We're not going to run that as a proper series with people racing in it. But we are going to run that as like, I don't know, like a preview. On finals day, we're going to run that as a 5-way race between 5 people who've agreed to take part in that series for us. We invited a few of the more experienced Formula Pi competitors to have a go at that, just for fun. No prizes, just amazing demo of what could be done with some proper good speedy things. Adam asks, any updates on the Microsoft track?
No. If they're watching, please give us some more information. I will fire off a couple of emails and see what the status is with that, but we are still waiting.
Okay, and that's it then. We're done, I think. Aaron's come downstairs, which means he's finished. He's clocking off for the day. So
we'll get on and start sort of creating all the logs. You should have those tomorrow morning.
Okay. So logs will be up tomorrow morning first thing when we get back in the office, and then I guess we'll see you again on the 29th of November, same time, same place on the YouTubes. We'll be back for more testing. I'm guessing that's it. We've got a bit of a quiet...
We should be more streamlined.
We'll be more streamlined, yeah. We'll be more efficient and less haphazard. I'll have my
papers.
paper, so I'll be able to talk about people and everybody knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, and the Rolls-Royce Racing starts on the 20th of November. That's on Twitch. We'll promote the channel, I'm sure. And so tune in for that if you fancy seeing a different bit of racing. But for this week, that's it. We will see you in a couple of weeks' time. And Hannah and Tristan, who I've just said see you soon. Yes, we will. 2 weeks. We're coming to Brew. So we'll see you all soon. Have a good evening, everyone. Thank you for chatting. It's been lovely having you. And yeah, I've been Claire Pollard. I'm at the Tufty on Twitter. And follow us at pi_Borg and at Formula Pi_ on Twitter. And yeah, go and do Makers Hour now. I highly recommend it. It's great fun. They're talking about PCBs and hardware design for nights. I can see Tim's got his mobile out already. He's off answering questions. So, good night, everyone. Have a lovely week wherever you are, and we will see you soon. Bye.